Hi, my name is Andrew Reeves, and I'm here to present my Aviation Leadership Service Project. So the service project I chose was to fly the observing soldiers in my battalion around the Washington, D.C. metro area and the D.C. helo routes. Reason I chose this project was that coming up through the Navy, I was mentored and guided by my senior leadership. If without those people in my life and kind of the selfless service they demonstrated, I truly don't believe I would be where I am today. And so this project gave me time and a moment to reflect on all the people that have gone before me that helped me to get where I am today. And I just wanted to be able to help some of the soldiers around me that maybe I could possibly mentor and guide in their further development. So the overview, we were looking to demonstrate leadership by recognizing junior soldiers for the work they do and mentoring them as they progress. So in our battalion, there are aviation crews, there's pilots, there's crew chiefs that fly pretty regularly, and then there's a lot of ground support and normal day-to-day operations that go on, and some of those soldiers do not get the chance to fly very often or at all. Um, so what I was looking to do was take some of those soldiers who have not flown or not having the opportunity to fly and fly them around the helo routes, let them experience what their hard work does on the day-to-day basis. Without everybody working as a team, the organization would not function, and me as a pilot, I wouldn't be allowed to be able to go out and do the missions I do. So I just wanted to support them and kind of show them our appreciation. The other portion was that many people, as myself, don't know they're into aviation or they would enjoy it until they actually get to go on a flight and experience it. I think where I'm allowed to fly is such a blessing and a privilege in the DC Hilo area, all around the metro. So I really wanted to show that to the soldiers and again, just show my appreciation for the things they do. Some of the objectives, again, overall, it was just a rewarding experience to take the soldiers out, get to meet them, get to mentor them. Some of them I knew, some of them I had worked with briefly, and then there were a couple that I'd never really met before. So just being able to reward them, thank them for their service they conduct each day, and the things they do that keep me flying and allow me to go out and perform my job. So, and then the other part was to give an overview and just have a discussion, very informal discussion about the warrant officer program, what it looks like, what it entails, and how that process could be started to become an Army warrant officer. Um, I only have a GED for a high school diploma and then an associate's degree. And being in the Navy, you have to have a bachelor's degree, so I never really thought flying and being a pilot would be something I could do. But the mentors I had showed me and led me to the path that I've been on. So I just want to make sure that the soldiers we had flying with us understood that, and that um, really the only limitation for them going forward, no matter what they want to do, is going to be themselves. And I wanted to kind of use myself as an example to show them that hard work, dedication, and being humble can lead you really to really amazing places. So the crew for this flight, I was the pilot in command. Um, my co-pilot was also another pilot in command, Captain Nathan Cummings. He is a mentor of mine. He's been a mentor since I arrived in the DC area. He's always looking out for soldiers, looking for ways to improve, um, be it working or processes, anything that he thinks will help the soldiers in the long run. That's kind of where he's always leading and looking at. So absolutely wanted him on the flight. And then the crew chief we had was Sergeant Roger Lamborn, and he is always, again, one that's leaning forward, taking care of junior soldiers when they come in new to the unit, when they check in. It's always Roger that's kind of the one you see walking them through and teaching them the ropes of kind of how things work. So I thought they were both great candidates to help me on this project. As far as the project goes, kind of the background. So I got together with some other leaders throughout the battalion, asked them for recommendations of soldiers that they thought were hardworking and deserving of a flight. Um, then we started coordinated with crew chiefs, and coordinated with maintenance to figure out a time and a date. Luckily for contingency, we would have just had to have flown another day. All the soldiers are in my battalion. They work pretty closely with people that I'm working with, so we could have flown another day. But the weather was great. We had a beautiful day of flying, so we didn't have to use our contingency plan. So we got the soldiers together. We all joined up. We talked a week prior, kind of made a plan, discussed what the plan was, what the objective was for the mission. On the day of the mission, we brought them over. My unit has what we call VH-60 helicopters. There's only 4 of them in the Army. They're the black and gold ones you see in these pictures. And they're unique as they just have a different layout on the interior. We use them for VIP operations here in the DC area. So first things, we brought them in. We gave them a brief about the helicopter, let them look at the VH and kind of hang out in there, and then we went flying. So the flight consisted of 2 portions. The first was in the DC area, Tidal Basin, around Arlington Cemetery, Pentagon, around Reagan National, within about 5 miles there. All the flights in that area are done at or below 200 feet AGL. So really unique perspective on the nation's capital. Just a really kind of once in a lifetime thing for most people to get to do this flight. The second portion, we went up further north up the Potomac River towards Leesburg, Virginia. We joined up with another aircraft and we conducted some multi-ship terrain flight over the river, get down 20, 30 foot over the river and kind of maneuver through there. Again, this was just to allow these soldiers to experience it, but also to see what they could possibly be doing if they did choose aviation as a career. So again, here's the first portion of the flight, flying through the helo area. If you ever go to DC and you go to the Anthem, it's a theater, it's out the right side right there, coming through the Tidal Basin. The Jefferson Memorial is just to the left side of the aircraft. There's the Jefferson, obviously the Washington Monument, and the White House. Again, this area is very unique. No civilian helicopters can fly through here, just military and park police, park services. So very unique experience just in kind of in the entire country to be able to fly through here at such a low altitude. And then also flying over Arlington, being in the military, Arlington has a special place in most military members' hearts. So to be able to fly over and get a bird's eye view of the cemetery really puts into perspective, and a very humbling experience just to be able to do that. The last portion of this flight you'll see is the Pentagon. They have helicopter pads there that we conduct operations out of. Unfortunately, on this flight, we weren't able to get a permission to land there, but we do land there. So again, a unique opportunity to fly by the Pentagon and see the helipads and kind of how the operations work day to day. Second portion of the flight, again, as I mentioned, is over the northern Potomac, where we joined up with a lead ship and again just conducted some terrain flight throughout the Great Falls area. In a moment, you'll see the waterfalls as we approach. This is just another aspect of Army aviation and trying to let them kind of experience the whole dynamic of what they could be doing. In conclusion, we flew about 2 hours. All the soldiers seemed to enjoy it. I think they really appreciated the reason we were doing it. They got to go back home with some really good videos at the end of the day, talk to their families, kind of show them, spread it around on social media, and just I think they really felt appreciated, which was the intent, was to show them our appreciation as pilots for all the things they do that may go unrecognized day to day. We also took some time on the back end to discuss the Warrant Officer program, the process, and then exchange contact information to possibly start that mentor-mentee relationship. Had a couple of soldiers already reach out, and starting the process, it's not the easiest process. It takes a while, so it will be it's a long, lengthy journey, but I absolutely think it's worth the reward. So I'm hoping that throughout the next 6 to 8 months to a year, possibly one or two of these soldiers may pursue aviation as a lifelong career. I appreciated the opportunity of the leadership project to coordinate everything, to do this, get it all together, and kind of look at the whole process through the leadership aspect. The kind of the trait I was using was responsibility. I feel responsible as a leader for these junior soldiers, not only for their day-to-day benefit, but again for their lifelong career and development as soldiers and just as people in general. So I do feel responsible, and I was able to try to use that trait as I conducted this training. Again, I do appreciate the opportunity, and I thought it was well invested time.